Hello, welcome to a video on my channel. My name is Joelle and I just started my first year of homeschooling teaching a kindergartner, and I also have a 10-month-old. So welcome to my channel, Made for This. Alright, today I'm going to share with you some curriculum picks. I've already done my most essential curriculum picks, which would be for math, handwriting, and language arts, and kind of reading thrown in there as well. Today is more of the alternate subjects, so not quite as important in kindergarten, but still fun nonetheless. So let's jump right in. First, I just want to say that I am not overloading my kindergartner with a million subjects every day. I'm going to share with you history, science, and art today, and we do those subjects rotating. So he does one of those things every day, but he doesn't do more than one each day. So it's not too overwhelming for him, but yet we still get a variety of information and fun in. The first subject I'm going to talk to you about is what I'm calling history. I heard about the company Beautiful Feet Books from Sarah McKenzie's book, The Read Aloud Family. And she mentioned this, the creator of the program, and it really intrigued me, so I looked more into it. Now, what I chose for this year was teaching character through literature, which is not quite history, but I call it our history curriculum because it kind of gets us in that groove, and there is going to be history later on if we stick with this program, so I just call it history. But this book is nice because it is for the primary grades, K through 3, and for the older grades as well. The first half is the earlier grades and the second half is the latter half, or is the older grades. And so if I choose to do this later on, I already have the teacher manual for that. The idea of Beautiful Feet Books is to teach your children through living books. And so you're showing them a variety of different information that will stimulate their curiosity instead of going through a textbook. So in the younger grades, that looks like going through picture books. I plan to read each book a couple of times before we do the lesson. All right, here is the lesson page. For lesson 1, you read the account of creation in Genesis 1, then you read the book Time of Wonder by Robert McCloskey, and then you kind of discuss it. In this case, you go around and look outside and you write down things you're grateful for and things like that, and so it kind of opens up the discussion. And then for the next lesson, you talk about another children's book. And as you can tell, this is a Christian curriculum, so it talks about God and creation and things like that. So I thought it might be helpful to show you all of the books included with this Teaching Character Through Literature pack. They do offer all of the books for sale on their website. I chose not to order all the books on their website because a lot of the books that they offered were paperback, and I have a special love for hardback books. But it seems that a lot of these books are difficult to find, and so I found some on thrift books and things like that, but they are pretty worn. So in retrospect, I actually would recommend just buying the whole pack from their website. A nice thing about their website is that you can customize your pack, so if you already have some of their books, you don't have to reorder the same ones. All right, so first book that I already mentioned, Time of Wonder. And these books are chosen carefully. When God Made You. A lot of them have really great messages, and some of them have very beautiful illustrations. The Clown of God. Wilfred Gordon MacDonald Partridge. The 7 Silly Eaters. Rachel and Obadiah. When I Was Young in the Mountains. Miss Rumphius, which I think is my favorite one from the pack. Brave Irene, Obadiah the Bold, Last Stop on Market Street, and Thy Friend Obadiah. Alright, and just a few more notes about Beautiful Feet books for the K through 3 age range. They do have 1 year of American history and 2 years of world history, and they've had those for at least a little while, but it seems that this summer they also introduced US geography and in a fields study, some sort of like sciencey study that uses picture books. And so I think they're branching out from history a little bit, but I have heard very good things about both their American history and world history for this age range. So that is what we are doing for history this year. All right, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is science. Now, I had looked into a couple science curriculums and they all seemed too advanced. And so I wasn't actually planning to do science at all. And if anything, I thought experiments are fun, so maybe I'll look up a few online or something like that. Well, this summer, The Good and the Beautiful released this Fields and Flowers Science for Little Hearts and Hands. It is simple and sweet little lessons about nature. And we actually did a lesson today. So I will show you. We did this lesson about trees that live and sleep. And the activity was to take some leaves and to kind of color them through the paper. And so you can see here, we have some leaves shown, which was just a very sweet activity. The whole science lesson only took us maybe 20 minutes, but it was such an enriching experience and we had a lot of fun doing it. And their science comes with this big book of science, and it also has videos that you can get from an app or probably just online that so it seems like they kind of alternate. Either you read a story or you watch a short video. And so we haven't used this yet. Today's lesson used a video, but it looks like a lot of fun, great stories. And this year we actually picked up this nature notebook to kind of go along with science. Now, I did want my son to start keeping a nature journal, and I did want to do it more Charlotte Mason style, where you just have a blank notebook, you go out into nature, and you know, draw what you see, write a few words, descriptive words, how it makes you feel, whatever comes to mind, kind of more loose-ended. But I did see this notebook and I thought it might be a good introduction into keeping a nature journal. It's just kind of fun, but I do plan to do more Charlotte Mason nature journaling in the future. But you see here, my son has written on the cover, and he also wrote this Sweet About Me page, which just shares some of your favorite things, your favorite animal, favorite nature activities, favorite color of a flower, that type of thing. So that is kind of a tag along to our science, but we'll kind of use it on its own as well. And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you is art. I think being creative is super important, and especially at that kindergarten age, craft projects are so much fun, and I know schools do a great job of introducing a lot of different kind of craft activities, and I didn't want him to miss out on those. And so The Good and the Beautiful actually had this creative arts and crafts projects book. They kind of mentioned, like, you could scour Pinterest on your own, but we have assembled a great project list so that it's all in one place, easy to use. And I've looked through all of the art and craft activities, and they are just really sweet. Some of them are quite simple, like you just paint this template of a sun. I think my favorite activity in the book is this one of changing trees. you create this three-dimensional tree, and on each quadrant you have a different season, and I think that is going to be so fun. Alright, so that is what I have planned for this school year for our history, science, and art time. And we just do one of those every day, and it's a really enriching and fun activity. And I think that it will add a lot to our homeschool, as long as I don't make it like a we must get this done type of deal. These are more for fun and just to add just more of a heart to our homeschool. So I hope that this video was helpful to you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!